How you doing?
How you doing? So what's going on?
You don't want to know.
I'm Chris License, and welcome to our License to Travel. I've done a lot of interesting and fun things in my lifetime. One of those things, in an odd way, has a relation to something we're going to talk about today. That one thing is skydiving. Say what? Wait, what's skydiving got to do with RVing? Let me explain. First, you might ask, what are my qualifications to talk about this sport? Are you ready? Well, in the USPSA, that's the United States Parachute Association, I hold a D license. That's the top you can achieve. I have nearly 9,000 skydives. I'm a jump master, a tandem master in 3 different manufacturers' rigs. I am an FAA approved, that's certified master parachute rigger, and a private pilot, as well as a commercial UAS pilot. Now, as a rigger, I choose to perform what's called a pull test on every reserve parachute that I let leave my loft. For you skydivers, the FAA requires that it cannot be a force greater than 22 pounds to deploy the reserve. So how does this relate to RVs? Well, we call it a pull test. Some other folks call it a tug test. Either way, we're going to test the connection between our hitch in the back of our truck to the kingpin connected to the front of our fifth wheel RV. We'll discuss what we do and why we do it, as well as our thought process. It is an excellent habit to get into. It helps you to not damage that big beautiful fifth wheel you own by thinking that you're connected properly, and then you have an accident where it doesn't stay connected, and it protects your truck as well.
Hold on.
It's a habit or extra step to give you peace of mind when you're going down the road. We'll start off by getting everything in our fifth wheel packed up and secured so we can get ready to hook up the truck. Now that we're all hooked up and ready, let's talk about paying attention to just how these things are connected together. When we're connected together, we want to have these little ramps that we have here. They're going to slide together, and we want to have that hitch area contact right in the middle of that ramp, while the hitch plate is tipped down slightly, kind of like this. We don't want the kingpin and its plate to sit too high. We want the top area where the kingpin is attached to slide against the hitch plate and slightly force the rig up as the hitch slides into place under the kingpin, capturing it in its jaws. Just make sure that it's not too low either. Line it up like this. Right in the middle is ideal. The more accurate we are setting this process up, the greater our chances of being successful. Just note, you shouldn't have any issues with the pull test if you've set everything up right. After all, it's just a check, and there shouldn't ever be any problems. Here's how to do it. Line up the kingpin plate with the hitch plate to strike the hitch plate right in the middle. Bring the hitch in close enough to see where you're at without actually touching. Our Lippert hydraulic leveling system actually has buttons which will return the RV to a point a little above where you were when you disconnected from the RV. So in our case, we'll just lower the rig slightly as the truck backs into position and we reconnect. Shelley usually does this part, guiding me back, then adjusting the RV's height to allow us to connect. So let's hop in the truck and make the connection. Now that we're connected, we both give it a good visual inspection because you can see the jaws of the hitch around the kingpin. Setting up properly assures that those jaws are in the narrower area of the kingpin with the lips above and below the jaws. High pinning, where the pin came in too high, and the jaws couldn't close around the lower lip would cause a failure to securely connect. Once we're sure we've captured the kingpin with the hitch jaws by doing a visual inspection, we can finish hooking up the rest of the connections. You know, the pin release handle in the lock position, connect our emergency trailer brake cable, and our trailer lights. Now we'll leave the RV's wheels chalked. More safety, in case we're parked on a slope, and in case for some reason we fail our pull test and the rig becomes unhitched. Next, we'll raise all of the landing gear, which will make your tow vehicle squat slightly. Then we'll switch our system to manual and lower the front landing gear to where both are touching the ground, then reverse the controls to be able to raise them just an inch or so above the ground. We do this so that when we pull the RV, the pull test or tug test, if the hitch fails, it only drops an inch and doesn't come slamming down on your truck's tailgate and side rails.
Hold on.
This is generally the preferred way to do it, because if it does come off the hitch, if something was done improperly, it would merely slump down that 1 inch and not do any damage. It wouldn't go anywhere because it's still chocked, and we're going to activate those trailer brakes from inside the truck. So let's do that now. We put the truck in gear, engage the trailer brakes, then give it just enough throttle to give it a little pull. That's our tug test, our pull test. Well, once we pass the pull test, we know that everything is connected properly, so we can finish raising the RV's legs. For us, it's just set it to retract all and hit enter. Then do one more walk around just to make sure that we didn't forget anything, and we should be good to go. Here's a special tip, kind of a PSA. If you ever stopped along your route from here to there, whether your rig and truck are out of sight or not, do another walk around and pay close attention to whether your tire's valve stem caps are still there or not. We've had reports of kids stealing them and sometimes letting some air out of the tires thinking that it's funny. Also, check to make sure that the hitch is still latched and the pin is still in. There have been problems with that as well. You could use a lock, but then again, that would slow down unhitching in an emergency. There have also been some reports of a family coming out to their rigs to find that the puck system for their hitch has been disengaged when they stopped to shop at a fuel stop after walking away from their rig. Kids? Oh, don't know. We lock ours, so there's no question. Be proactive. Double check everything. Just saying. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like it, then subscribe. We hope we get to see you on the road, and if we don't, maybe we'll see you next video. So please, travel safe. Another quick PSA. Hey skydivers, if when you're in free fall and you need to go to your reserve, what are you going to do if your reserve's pull force is too great? Let me save your life from an old rigger. Do this.